So without any further discussion, I'm now going to invite Kim Giddens to come up to officially open our expo today. So I'm going to hand that over to you, Kim.
I'll start by sharing in Dr. Horton's acknowledgement that we meet today on the lands of the Wadjuk people, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And of course note the lessons of land management and environmental knowledge that Indigenous people in Australia have, and the work that we have to share in that knowledge for the benefit of all of our community. Also acknowledge today my friend Sam Lim, the federal member for Tangney, my colleague in the State Parliament, Suki Lai, the member for Bibra Lake, inaugural member, it's a new seat. I acknowledge Mayor Katie Mayer from the City of Melville. And there's also a number of professionals in here, and I pass on my acknowledgement as well to McCann for this, Dr. Horton, all of the committee members, there's familiar faces in here. And I think going beyond this room, to all of the stall holders out there and the displays that we have in this one event everything that we need that represents what's required to meet the challenge of decarbonising our energy systems, but also, of course, decarbonising and meeting our net zero. And that is working with businesses, with industry, with community, with all levels of government, and with the not-for-profit and community sector as well. So this is really a living, breathing example of the kind of cooperation that's required. So I congratulate everyone who's involved. Now, people who know me know that I don't usually refer to talking points, but I've been given a tight 10 minutes and there is so much going on in this space that I will refer to them because I don't want to miss and skip over some of the things that are happening that might be important or relevant to you. But before I get to the formal speech, I don't know if I should do it first or last. I am being given the honour of declaring today's event open, so why don't I do that? And it really is an honour to launch the Electrify Melville City campaign and expo. And today I'm here on behalf of the Minister for Energy and Decarbonisation, the Honourable Amber Jade Sanderson, MLA. Now, Gillian has already gone over some of the benefits of electrification, so I'll do this bit really quickly. You stole my thunder. But as she noted, electrification is not only good for our homes, it is good for our cost of living, and it's good for the economy, and it is good for meeting our net zero targets. And so there's a really good resource for those who might be new to how the benefits of electrification and the impact that has in our decarbonisation. There's some excellent resources out there, and I'm sure McCann could point you in the direction as well. But one of the good resources, and well known as Saul Griffith, of course, produced a book amongst others, The Big Switch, and there's lots of really interesting details in there about and estimates around the impact of electrifying our homes. Up to 40% of our carbon emissions across Australia. But one of the other reasons why I think it's a really powerful way is because it's tangible and we can do it right now, and it's within our power as individuals, largely. And of course there's always issues of energy transition equality and equity, and that's issues around how do we support people who might be renting, or how do we support people on low income. They're really important issues, but putting that aside, it is within the ability of many households to at least look at how they can electrify parts of their household and work towards hopefully electrifying all of their households. And certainly I built a house during COVID, got in just before the price, and everything was electrified. Induction cooktops, heat pumps, you name it. And the builder kept saying, well, why aren't you going to put in a gas line? Aren't you going to put in a gas line? No, I don't need it. But what do you mean you don't need it? I'm like, I don't need it. And so, you know, we also have work to do educating our building sector and construction. And also, you know, our house is one of the biggest assets that most people, if you own your house, it's one of the biggest assets that people have. And so the market, you know, what you get on resale really does play into it. So we really need to educate consumers about the value and the benefit of electrifying our home, so that if you put your house on the market or you put it out to rent, that's reflected. So there is certainly work to do there. I feel like I've used up most of my 10 minutes already, and there's so much to do. But I guess one of the things that people might say about electrification, you hear it in relation to electric vehicles as, oh yeah, but what's the point of it if it's fueled by dirty fuel, if it's powered by coal and other carbon emitting sources? And that's true to an extent, but what we know is that across our energy system, across Australia, but Western Australia has a unique energy system because it is isolated, is that we're seeing increasingly large percentages of our energy system being provided by solar, wind and other renewable sources. So as an average in Western Australia now, we have about 32% of our energy system is from renewable sources. But we also have what used to be one of the challenges, and for anyone who knows Bill Johnston, the former Minister for Energy, he is a stickler for detail. He has an incredible mind, and he could relay and talk for hours about how the grid has challenges in relation to accepting, and managing the peaks and troughs and so forth. And I don't know the exact figure, but our system, our grid, could only cope with a certain amount of energy, renewable energy, as a peak. And we've seen in the last 12 months in particular that our network is smashing those former understandings about what it could manage. So, for example, I think 61%, is that the figure? See, I'm trying to read and trying to not. But I think there's a figure there that up to 65% of our energy system in November last year as a peak was from renewable energy generation. So we're really starting to see resilience built into our grid and our system to be able to manage and that transition to renewables. And of course, we know in Western Australia we have a huge number of households that are connected to solar. It's been one of the success stories internationally. And one of the, here we go, it wasn't 65%. In November last year, the Southwest Interconnected System, that's our main energy system here, reached a record peak of 85.1% renewable energy. So I undersold it. Bill Johnston wouldn't make that mistake. So yeah, we really are making significant progress, and it is one of the focuses of state government. So as a state government, we do understand that this need to decarbonise, in particular our energy system, and do that in a way that's equitable and fair, and does it in a way that supports our industry, our businesses and our households with affordable and reliable energy. And one of the commitments that we did take to the recent state election was the battery program. So we are offering, as part of that, $5,000 to put connect a battery to your home. And we've also saw, of course, the federal Albanese government made a similar commitment. Now, the details of those, as they go through the budget process and get endorsed, will come out. So watch this space for that actual details about that program. Follow me, follow Sukyi, follow Sam. I'm sure information will come out through the different sources. But one of the really things that I'm proud about from a state government perspective in relation to that program is thinking about, as I mentioned before, equity for people who are on lower incomes, where we know buying a household battery may be out of reach economically, but who are the most vulnerable to cost of living pressures, including, of course, our power bills and energy prices. So part of that program is $10,000 of a zero interest loan, up to $10,000, to allow households that meet certain criteria to be able to access that $5,000 rebate as well. I've been given the 2 minutes, so that's something to watch out for, and I think it's a really important consideration. So we know batteries provide a real benefit both at a household level and a community level. We've seen some big batteries again that the Cook government's invested in, Kwinana, Collie and Muja. I think there's at least 3. And this is going to support as well our commitment to end coal-fired power in Western Australia by 2030. And that's a very significant shift to our energy system, and it's going to require not just a policy decision, but it's going to require investment by private enterprise. It's going to require the technology. It's going to be a huge effort, but I think having that as a target and a goal and moving towards that, we know anyway that our coal-fired power stations do need to be retired because they're reaching end of life. So there's an actual practical piece to this as well as the decarbonising side of it. So One of the other things as well, you'll look at electric vehicles, and I was just having a informal chat with my friend Suk Yi, who's looking to buy an electric vehicle. She goes, I might get a hybrid. I won't reveal my conversation too much, but you know, I really encourage people to look at electric vehicles, full electric vehicles, because we know that the benefits of fully electric vehicles is you don't have the maintenance of the combustion side. You know, there's all sorts of benefits, and I think hybrids, they may work for some people, and it's, you know, personal choice, of course, is important, but some of the concerns, I have an electric vehicle, and 2 years ago I couldn't drive it to Geraldton. We had a Labor Party love-in up in Geraldton. I couldn't drive my electric vehicle. Just in the Easter holidays I drove all the way to Kalbarri in my electric vehicle. So the electric vehicle highway that's been invested in by the state government, by the Cook government, is now the longest electric vehicle highway in the world. And so, you know, there really is very few reasons why an electric vehicle can't suit the needs of, I think, probably 95%. Don't quote me on that number, I made it up. But I'm just going to put it out there that I think that, you know, electric vehicles, again, is something. So my time is up, and I still have pages and pages. So I guess in that, I'm going to end where I began, and that is that managing our energy transition, electrifying our homes and reaching net zero is going to require a whole of community and all of government effort. So I end again with saying thank you, congratulations for your work, not just for this event, this expo, but, you know, 365 days a year, getting the message out there and supporting people to meet this challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you.